Hello folks, I just picked up this mower from someone who gave it to me for free, and yeah, I'm gonna be trying to service it and refurbish it so it can get in good enough condition for me to sell, because as you probably know if you've ever watched my channel, I have more than enough mowers. I don't need more for myself, but if I can get this good enough to sell, then that'll be great, and make it look nice and everything, make sure the engine works good. So as you can see, it's very dirty. I don't know why it's so dirty, but, well actually I do. It's just sitting, they said for 4 years, and the scary part is it has fuel in it that's been sitting for that long. So it probably has a clogged carburetor. But I've worked on these engines before, and I actually have a spare carburetor for this if it needs it. Oh no. Dude, this cable is crushed in there. No. That is really bad. I guarantee this cable does not work. It's just been crushed. Oh, the engine's stuck. Oh, actually, no, it's not. That was just because the handle was depressed. I think it actually worked. It pulled. You can see it has some pretty severe crushing damage. Okay, so this cable that runs the drive is locked up due to the damage, but this one works, the one that allows the engine to be spinning. It does turn over. I'm not going to try to start it on what's in there because it's pretty bad, I can tell you that. It looks to be in good condition. I mean, other than maybe... What is that? Is something tied onto the choke? It's got the thermostat for the choke with this tiny thin cable. I'm gonna dump this fuel out that's in here because it's probably bad. Oh, no. Hang on. Finally. But right now I'm just kind of taking everything apart and then I'm gonna clean it out. What is this garbage on here? Like, actually, what?
Just take it off.
I don't even know what's going on. Like they duct taped on some. I think what they're doing is they're holding this open with all this garbage.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They wedged some garbage under here to hold it open. probably, because there's nothing wrong with this piece. Oh yeah, look at this. Wedged a piece of foam under there. There's tons of grass built up. Lovely. Well, at least we got rid of that monstrosity. So obviously this is only a mulcher side discharge, and I don't have the side discharge chute for it, I don't think. I think I ought to take apart this carburetor and clean it out real good. That was good. Well, it looks good. Of course, this is plastic, so it's not going to rust or corrode exactly, which is good. Needle and seat look good. Yep, it did just drop out of there. But it looks, it's got a bubble in there, but you can see the seat in there looks good. Oh yeah, it smells like water and fuel mixed together. It has a kind of flowery smell to it. That's also, why is it green on that one piece? But I'll flush this all out. Well, I'll let you know when I finish getting these cleaned out. They're all free except this one, which I don't even know where this one goes exactly, this passageway, but I'm going to try to clean it out more. Alright, I got it cleaned out as best as I could. There's still some passageways that might be a little on the clogged side, but if that's the case, then if it runs horrible, I do have another carburetor that's identical to this if I need to replace it. Alright, I'm just gonna spray a little starting fluid in the carburetor just to see if this thing's gonna run, because I also want to diagnose if it has spark or not. Whoops. That isn't a good sign. We may not be getting spark. Yeah, I don't think we're getting spark. This is a spark plug like I've never seen before. It's got a tiny electrode in the center. It's gapped very large as well. So this might be our problem. I don't know if this is a factory plug or not, but I have one that can replace this if it needs to. Maybe. It's not a very good one. Here, could you pull this over? Yeah. Yeah, it has a tiny bit of spark, yeah. It's sparking a little bit. I guess I'll go with the factory one for now. Okay. I don't start the fluid in there, so there's no excuses this time. Alright, that's all I need. It'll run. Look at this chunk of grass that got blown out. That's crazy. So I'm gonna clean it off now. Alright, so we've kind of come out here in the sun, and I'm gonna clean this mower up, the engine up a little bit and stuff. There's just some degreaser. This dry out here in the sun, and then we'll start putting it back together. Check out this, folks. Look at that big piece of grass that just came down.
ASMR.
Oh. Well, yeah, I need to pressure wash the underside of it. I didn't do that when I cleaned it. Which just means when I start it up, it's gonna fling grass everywhere. The front tires are locked up because the drive is stuck engaged. So obviously that's another thing I'm gonna need to fix. But now it looks so much better. You can see, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, and this is not the final cleaning, but I just wanted to get the engine nice and degreased and cleaned up so it would go back together better and I could actually see what I'm doing. Alright, let's get this thing put back together. Now one issue is you can see this fuel line, the inside of it's all plugged and it's just kind of coming apart. So this fuel line's I don't think any good, but I have actually, here let me see, I think I have a whole replacement. Well, here we go. It's a whole nother tank from the same engine, and it has a fuel line that's hopefully good. That means I have to struggle to get the fuel lines off of these tanks though, which is always a struggle. This one's just falling apart. Okay, there you go. Now I'll take this one off. This one I don't want to damage because let's see if I can get it with my hands. No, I don't think so. Uh-oh. I also damaged this one. No. I tore it. But it should still work because the part on the end that got damaged is not going to be what's doing the sealing. I don't think anyways. All right, the carburetor's looking real good. Before I put the air filter back on, I'm gonna put a little fuel in there and make sure it's not gonna leak out anywhere. Ethanol free. That's plenty. We don't need much. There's also the situation with this choke linkage. So this has to be, I think, connected to this piece. So that's not interfering there. Give it a little shot of starting fluid. So I need to put something under the front, so, oh, the muffler's smoking. It's actually steam because there was some water in there. Unfortunately, that got in there. Oh yeah, look at it splattered all over the deck. It's kind of a greasy, watery mixture. Let's see if it'll start up again. So the choke, the reason it was having trouble starting is because the choke wasn't even going on at all. It was disengaged the entire time. So the thermostat is starting to open up, which is pushing this, of course, to the fully open position, the choke. But what's happening is with this linkage, the choke's it's not even going on for start, I think. So this needs to just be bent more. This little engine heats up really fast, like I barely ran it at all. Also, that's bent, I think, but not anymore. I just have to make sure that it doesn't hit the pull cover at all. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so now the choke will be pretty much in the all the way on position. The choke valve will be closed when this thing is cold from a cold start, hopefully. Now it's warm though, so I can't really test it out. But if this is all the way back here, dang. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, but if this guy is all the way back here, yep, the choke flap is closed, most of the way at least. So that should work for that. Alright, let's check the oil. It sounds like it's running real good. I mean, okay, so it looks kind of bubbly. Why is it bubbly? Weird. Of course, I will definitely oil change this. Whatever's in there is good enough to run it on, though. Now I'll take off this cover to the drive. $10 miles of threads on it, that's for sure. Okay. Okay. I've seen worse, but look at that belt. Man, that is a gnarly belt. And look at how rough this texture is. A lot of that's gonna be from grass that gets in here and stuff like that. But this mechanism is of course engaged at the moment. And that's because the cable is frozen due to it being smashed. I don't know if I can even pull this thing into the off position. Oh, there we go. So I'm pretty sure this cable is just going to be junk and there's nothing I can do about that. Oh, that's all in the face. Oh. Oh, it's raining time. Okay, so I think the drive is disengaged now. Yeah, it is. Alright, so I'll try engaging the mechanism again. I've kind of WD-40'd up the cable. So there it goes. Does not return, of course. Pulls back. Still isn't quite strong enough to do it on its own. Pretty much though. I think it releases it enough. Yeah. No, because you see there, it kind of pops back. Like there's engaged and there's disengaged. It's just really tight and stuff. I mean, of course that cable needs to be replaced, but I'm trying to see if I can get it to work with this old broken one. See if it works while it's running, because that's the important test. is excellent. All I did was lube it up. I put some thicker oil on there than just WD-40 as well, and it works. There we go. I think we got ourselves a nice little mower. And I definitely want to sell this one because I have way too many. But yeah, everything works. And I didn't even do much of anything. Carburetor's working great. Give that a nice clean out. Spark system. I do want to check the valve lash. So I guess I could do that now. Well, it'll be kind of hot from running. They put gasket sealer on there, so I can't easily get that off. Due to they're using liberal amounts of gasket sealer or silicone or something, and so it's all stuck on. But it was running good enough to where I don't think there's any issue with the valve lash. I always like to check it, but I think it's probably within spec. All right, well, I'll get back to you when I have more progress to be made on this project. All right, it's time to take the wheels off and re-grease them. You know what? They actually already have some grease on them, and they're not that wobbly at all, so that's really good. I'm not going to worry about cleaning them up. I'm just going to add a little bit more grease. Beautiful. Yeah, those are nice and tight. Next, we'll check out the front ones. They'll probably look about the same. And yes, I know I shouldn't be using chrome sockets, especially not with a chrome adapter. But the reason is I don't have the right ones. I really just need to get a set. I really just need to get a set. That was on there a little bit tighter. We got it. Alright, so I'm so glad that the teeth on this are not ground off, because when that happens, the wheel is junk. It doesn't work. You have to get a new one. And obviously that's no fun. These ones are a lot, this one here is a little bit dry, but that's easy enough to fix. I mean, you can see there is some wear on the teeth, but they're definitely still there, which is the important part. Alright, well that's all four wheels serviced. They're just been greased back up. Oh yeah, rolls great. It's not a bad edge actually. Doesn't need much work. Looking good. I'm not going to go way up here with it because that's kind of difficult to do, that curve, and most of the grass cutting happens here anyways. Alright, pretty good. Alrighty then, that's good to go. We'll give it an oil change, because it's pretty dark. It could run like that, but it'll be best at oil change. So I actually ended up selling this mower really fast. So what happened is there was a lady whose lawnmower had some issues. And so she brought it to me to do a general servicing, and I was cleaning it up, doing the normal process. I decided not to film this one since I was just filming this mower refurbishing. And basically, I discovered that the engine had, her engine had a bunch of problems. It was super worn out. The governor was shot on it, so I was revving up to full throttle, even under no load. And basically, the engine was beyond repair. And I had to give her the bad news of that. Basically, that her mower was done for, or at least the engine, meaning the mower pretty much, unless you want to engine swap it. But so to lessen the blow, I offered some options, which included I could sell her this mower that I recently refurbished for a pretty cheap price. I won't tell you what it was, but I will say it's about half of what I would normally charge, because I wanted to help her out.
And so yeah, I polished it up, the paint, and got it looking nice as best as I could. I mean, it definitely looked better. I wish I would have taken a picture of it, but it all happened so fast. Anyways, yeah, so this worked out quite nicely. I hope it runs good for her. If I ever need to service this mower again, then you might see it on the channel again. But until then, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.